Hey there, Stephen Johnson reporting out again one more time from the flight deck. I want to give you a good word of encouragement. We're in a time now when I think you have to really be watching the glory of God that's set before you and that you really walk in it, okay? It's a time for no substitutions, no exchanges. We're in a process, you'll see this graphic up here, where there's a choice that will be for you about whether you're going to be in the pressure or whether you're going to be in the presence, whether you're going to waffle or whether you're going to stay in worship, whether, as this next slide shows, you're going to be in the goop or whether you're going to stay in the glory. Hey, this is a time when we look at the situation that happens down at the base of Mount Sinai, when you've got Moses is up in the presence and the glory of God, and meanwhile down below you got people who are freaking out because their face-to-face person, which is Moses, has disappeared for 40 days and they don't know if he's a crispy critter or what. And so they start putting the pressure on Aaron. So these are two brothers, they're both Levites, but one's under the pressure and one's in the presence. One is going to start to waffle and one is going to stay in worship. One's going to be in the goop and one's going to stay in the glory. This is the option that we have before us in this time. And you have to watch it because the enemy's very subtle in terms of how he puts things in idolatry for us. And idolatry is really just exchanging the someone for some kind of thing. And so often it is about an image. It's about an image of how we appear in front of other people. And it's not just even about the world, it's often about each other in the body of Jesus. So the waiting game is a tough time. And I got a slide up here about how many people had to wait and how many years. So if you're having to wait right now, you're in good company. But don't do the trade-off. A lot of times our idols are not some big thing. I mean, yeah, it can be the monetary issue, like you see the gold coins in this guy's shirt, but often it can be something that seems noble. We want to be exposed and get a bigger platform to be on, or we're submitting to something it's an old religious structure, or sometimes we're just afraid that we're going to get moved up and therefore we don't want to be in the warfare if we're really going to take those shots. It can even be about relationships, and relationships can be elevated to the point we don't want to put somebody out of balance or out of kilter, so I'm going to compromise on this. It can even be about family. Family real easily can become an idol for us, and we're just exchanging in those things the greater glory. So look at Aaron, look at Moses, and the two of them and how they reflect off of where they are and where they remain and what voice they're listening to. And you'll be amazed to, as you dig more deeply into it, that Moses is given a direction from God to go down and wipe out the people, let God wipe out the people, and he'll start something new. But Moses' heart for the full glory of God, he's got a jealousy for the glory, and so he presses in on that, says, don't do that, it's going to hurt your reputation. We have to have that kind of passion moving in us. And then I connect it with Jairus' daughter out of Mark 5. Jairus' daughter was sick. He was a guy with prestige and position, and he humbles all that and goes to Jesus, and Jesus is going to go with him. And then he gets this word, your daughter's dead. Why bother the teacher anymore? A lot of us are in positions where we've had dreams or hopes or aspirations that have died, something we nurtured for a long time, maybe for 12 years, and suddenly it's died. And the counsel around us has said, well, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe you just need to move on, whatever. Please, you have to be willing, like Jairus was, to risk your reputation and to come into a setting where people are actually going to laugh at the hope that you're bringing in the door, which is Jesus, who's saying, don't freak out, don't get afraid, just believe. And then Jesus puts out the unbelievers, puts out even the disciples that probably aren't at the level they need to be, brings in a very intimate setting, and then speaks to the daughter, Kallithea Kum. He calls her by name in the Aramaic, and I want you to hear that because it's just amazing to me that God would shift into using the native tongue of Jesus right then and there so that we can get that sense of being in the room with these freaked out parents, disciples who don't know what's going on, and Jesus wants to reveal a deeper glory. Okay, this is a tremendous time about freedom, but it's going to take risk. It's going to take being more like Moses, less like Aaron. So press into this. I want this to be a teaser. The teaching is out there. You'll see the link here. Connect into it. Trust me, you won't be bored. Okay, trust me. This is a different kind of word. We're being very authentic. We're using great graphics. You want to let this perk into your spirit and let God move in it. It's not the word of end all, but it's something new and different. And you're getting this for a reason. Don't blow that off. Figure out a time, at least dip into some of the teaching. Just go to the YouTube channel and skip around a little bit, see if something in there doesn't resonate in you and draw you to want to hear more. This is about the Word of God that's being released for us in this time.